Mass Effect is one of my favourite game franchises of all time, and yes, I even loved Mass Effect 3. And I want to get all 3 Platinum trophies for the original trilogy. The Mass Effect Legendary Edition has all 3 games from the original trilogy and all of the DLC, and we will have to play it all to get every trophy. There is also another list that comes with the Legendary Edition. No Platinum for this one, but we will be unlocking them anyway, and they cover a full playthrough of the trilogy. And 3 of those trophies only unlock when we beat the game on Insanity difficulty level, the hardest difficulty in each of the games. So we will be unlocking a total of 130 trophies, including 3 Platinums. 35 for Mass Effect 1, 45 for Mass Effect 2, 39 for Mass Effect 3, and 11 for the combined list. And we're going for a full Renegade run, something that I've never done before. And to begin, we start with Mass Effect 1.
Well, what about Shepard? Is that the kind of person we want protecting the galaxy?
That's the only kind of person who can protect the galaxy.
I'll make the call.
We play as Commander Shepard, a human Alliance soldier held in high regard by human military leadership, and he's put forward as a potential candidate to join the Spectres.
That's why I put your name forward as a candidate for the Spectres.
A galaxy-wide spec ops organisation which is given free rein to get the job done in any way they deem fit. Kinda like a 00 agent from James Bond. Shepard is sent on a mission to Eden Prime, a human colony, as a test run to pick up an artifact found there. A Turian Spectre called Nihilus is sent in as an observer to see how Shepard performs. But before they land, they receive a video message from the surface. Something has gone wrong and the surface is under attack. Shepard and his 2 squad mates, Kaidan Alenko and Richard L. Jenkins, head down to the planet, with Nihilus going on his own.
Nihilus, you coming with us?
I move faster on my own.
The squad only takes a few steps before disaster strikes. L. Jenkins runs off on his own and gets shot down by a drone. Shepard and Kaidan push on and soon uncover more enemies, bipedal machines called Geth. They take them down with the help of a nearby Alliance soldier called Ashley. They continue on, facing down more enemies until we change point of view back to Nihilus and he encounters another Turian called Saren.
Saren. Nihilus.
After a quick conversation of what's happening, Saren quickly turns against Nihilus.
Don't worry, I've got it under control.
And we change back to Shepard, and a gunshot rings out. Shepard's squad reaches the spaceport, and they encounter a giant ship taking off.
What is that? It's a ship. Look at the size of it.
After defeating yet more enemies and disabling some bombs, we get to the spaceport and we find the artifact, a Prothean beacon.
This is amazing. Actual working Prothean technology. Unbelievable.
Created by the Protheans, a race that existed 50,000 years ago. During a discussion about the beacon, Shepard saves Ashley from being pulled to the beacon, but gets caught himself, projecting strange visions into his mind before the beacon explodes and Shepard falls unconscious. And we unlock the Distinguished Service Medal trophy for completing Eden Prime. We then shift perspective back to Saren on board his ship, and we see Matriarch Benezia giving Saren the bad news that a human has interacted with the beacon.
And the beacon.
One of the humans may have used it.
Shepard wakes up back on the spaceship Normandy and tries to explain his visions. They then head to the Citadel, a huge space station and the seat of the Galactic Council, to try and convince the Council to go after Saren and provide evidence which is ultimately rejected by the Council.
The Council has found no evidence of any connection between Saren and the Geth.
Determined to stop Saren, Shepard goes and tries to find more evidence on the Citadel, and he meets several people who have similar goals in stopping Saren. Garrus, a Turian member of Citadel Security who has been investigating Saren.
This is your show, Shepard, but I want to bring Saren down as much as you do. I'm coming with you.
Rex, a battle-hardened Krogan,
Now I hear you're going after Saren. I was thinking I should come along.
and Tali, a Quarian on the run.
I guess I owe you. But not out here in the open. We need to go somewhere safe.
It's when we speak to Garrus where we unlock the Sentinel Ally trophy for completing 5 missions with Kaidan in our squad. And after a few more Citadel quests, we unlock the Soldier Ally trophy for completing 5 missions with Ashley in our squad. And on the way to save Tali, we gain the Throw Mastery trophy for using Biotic Throw 25 times. And it's Tali that holds the vital evidence that they need, an audio recording of Saren and Matriarch Benezia discussing their plans which involve bringing back the Reapers, an ancient race that wiped out the Protheans 50,000 years ago.
Eden Prime was a major victory. The beacon has brought us one step closer to finding the conduit.
And one step closer to the return of the Reapers.
Shepard heads back to the Council and gives the new evidence to them, and they agree with him this time, and they revoke Saren's Spectre status and induct Shepard into the Spectres.
You are the first human Spectre, Commander. This is a great accomplishment for you and your entire species.
And this unlocks the Spectre Inductee trophy. They head back to the Normandy to begin their mission, and they talk to Captain Anderson, and he's told that he has resigned from his commander position, leaving Shepard to become commander of the Normandy. It's then when we unlock the Archivist trophy for finding all the codex entries for each race in the game. Shepard is given 3 leads on how to find Saren. The first we visit is the volcanic planet of Therum to find Liara T'Soni, the daughter of Matriarch Benezia and Prothean archaeologist. We land in our tank, the Mako, and battle our way through multiple enemies, eventually having to get out on foot. And during this combat, we unlock the Warp Mastery trophy for using Warp 25 times. And as we enter the facility, we gain the Sabotage Specialist trophy for using Sabotage 25 times. We head through the mine, searching for Liara, and we finally find her.
Look, my name is Dr. Liara T'Soni. I am an archaeologist.
We finally find Liara and rescue her from a force field before fighting an ambush before running out of the collapsing mine. And after getting back on board the Normandy, we unlock the Search and Rescue trophy for rescuing Liara. After this, we go on an exploration journey, exploring many planets, completing side quests, and we unlock some more trophies. Medal of Exploration 1, 2, and 3 for landing on 1, 4, and 5 Uncharted worlds. We gain multiple combat trophies, including First Aid Specialist for using Medigel 50 times, Electronic Specialist, Lift Mastery, Dampening Specialist, Singularity Mastery, and Neural Shock Specialist. And all of the combat trophies require us to use each ability 25 times. And we get the rest of the Ally trophies for the Turian, Krogan, Quarian, and Asari. It's then when Shepard receives a call from Alliance High Command. A group has taken over an asteroid mining operation and set the asteroid on a collision course with a human colony world. This is the Bring Down the Sky DLC. We begin the DLC and we unlock the Recruit trophy for killing 250 enemies. We go through the DLC, turning off the thrusters powering the asteroid, and head into the main facility to disable bombs and free our hostages. And after beating the DLC, we unlock the trophy Colonial Savior. We go back to the main story and head to the planet Feros, a human colony built on top of the Prothean ruins as a research operation where we receive a distress call. Near instantly after arriving, we come under attack by more Geth and fight our way through to the main compound. We talk to the local leadership and head out further into the colony, and more fighting ensues. And along the way, we unlock the AI Hacking Specialist trophy. While wandering through the facility, we find Elizabeth, an employee, and we use her keycard to access the computers and find out exactly what the research group was researching. It's something called a Thorian, a huge plant-like creature with mind control capability.
Through dispersion and the eventual inhalation of spores, it can affect and control other organisms, including humans.
We continue on and destroy the Geth ship attached to the side of the building, blocking our way out, and we head back to the main colony compound. However, we are attacked by strange zombie-like creatures, and the colonists have been mind-controlled to attack us. We fight through using gas grenades on the colonists to prevent killing them. Looking back, I probably should have just shot them since this is a renegade run. But we get rid of them and take out the Thorian zombies and head down to the Thorian chamber itself. We talk to a green-skinned Asari, a product of the Thorian itself, and find out that Saren was here to discover the location of something called the Conduit that will help him bring back the Reapers. With conversation time over, we fight the Thorian, its zombies, and more clones of the Asari before defeating it for good. We talk with the original Asari that the Thorian was making clones of, and Shepard decides she can't be trusted. And with the Thorian dead and the colony saved, we gain the Medal of Heroism trophy. Next up, we head to the frozen research and development planet of Noveria, where Matriarch Benezia is. Shepard receives a frosty reception with the local security, before finally being allowed into the main building.
Captain Matsuo, stand down! We confirmed their identity. Spectres are authorized to carry weapons here, Captain.
We talk with several people and discover we need a pass to get to the area Benezia is. So we do a few quests for people around the facility to gain one, and at the same time we gain some trophies. Completionist for completing the majority of the game, and Stasis Mastery for using Biotic Stasis 25 times. So with our pass in hand, we head to the garage and leave on the narrow snowy ledge to the Peak 15 facility where Benezia is. After fighting our way through more Geth, we come up against a more alien-looking enemy. These are Rachni, a race of creatures that nearly wiped out the galaxy over 1,000 years ago. Shepard eventually comes across a group of survivors and helps them, eventually being allowed into the area where Benezia is. A long fight between Shepard's crew and Benezia's Geth and Asari soldiers takes place, and Shepard eventually defeats them and defeats Benezia. However, one of the dead Asari seems to wake up. This is when we notice the Rachni Queen. Believed to be the last of its kind, it tries to convince Shepard to let it go, but of course he doesn't and terminates the Rachni Queen. And for doing this, we unlock the Principled trophy for unlocking 75% of total Paragon Renegade points. And we unlock the Honorarium of Corporate Service for completing Noveria. And on the run back to the tram, we unlock Barrier Mastery for using Barrier 25 times. We continue our main story push, and Shepard is told about Vermeer, a tropical paradise planet where they believe Saren has been. Shepard heads there and teams up with a Solarian strike team to try and take out the facility, after they find out it's being used to clone Krogan for Saren's army. Rex, our Krogan companion, isn't too happy with Shepard for wanting to destroy the facility, as he believes it may hold the key for a cure for the genophage, a bioweapon used on the Krogan to severely lower their birth rates. Shepard manages to talk Rex down, and we unlock the Charismatic trophy for resolving an impossible situation. The group head into the facility, with Kaidan being sent with the Solarians to create a distraction on the other side of the base. We fight through and enter Saren's private lab, where we interact with another Prothean beacon, and this time Shepard is able to sustain the visions and discovers that the Conduit is on a planet called Ilos. He also talks to Sovereign. The ship Saren was travelling in wasn't just a ship, but an actual Reaper.
You exist because we allow it, and you will end because we demand it.
Shepard heads to the bomb site to plant a nuke to destroy the facility. However, Kaidan radios in, and he and the Solarians are in trouble, and Shepard leaves Ashley to guard the bomb.
You keep that nuke safe.
As Shepard nears Kaidan, a Geth dropship lands near the bomb site, leaving Shepard with a difficult decision on who to save, Kaidan or Ashley. As this is a renegade run, Shepard saves Ashley. We head back and fight off more Geth, and for the first time, Shepard comes face to face with Saren. The two fight, and with the bomb ready to blow, we escape into the Normandy and fly away, leaving Kaidan on the surface. And we unlock the trophy Council Legion of Merit for completing Vermeer. After this, we head out on another quest and exploration session, and that gains us the Soldier Trophy for 1,000 kills. Now that Shepard knows where to go, we make course for the Citadel to inform the Council and to ask for a larger force to help take out Saren. The Council request is denied, and the Council locks down Shepard's ship.
We've locked out all the Normandy's primary systems until further notice you're grounded.
Nobody stabs me in the back, Udina. Nobody.
Leaving him stranded on the Citadel until we meet up with Captain Anderson, who has a plan to get Shepard and the Normandy out of the Citadel. Anderson completes his plan and the Normandy is free, and Shepard heads to Ilos to stop Saren. Before landing, Shepard and Ashley have an intimate moment and we unlock the Paramore 1 trophy. Shepard lands down on the planet filled with ancient Prothean ruins and they fight yet more Geth. They continue down into a long trench, but they become trapped by energy fields.
What is happening?
It's a trap! Saren must have set an ambush.
I do not think Saren is behind this.
They head out on foot to an elevator and discover a Prothean virtual intelligence. It tells Shepard that the conduit is a mass relay with direct access to the Citadel, meaning they can instantly teleport from Ilos to it. With more information, it tells Shepard that they managed to block the Reaper signal to the Citadel in the Prothean time, stopping any future Reaper invasions, but Saren plans to undo this, leaving the galaxy fully open to invasion. Shepard rushes and heads to the conduit to try and stop Saren before it's too late.
There, the conduit. It's incredible.
But Saren has already used the conduit and now has full control over the station, as we witness a Geth fleet surrounding the Reaper Sovereign attack the Citadel, with the Reaper eventually attaching itself to the Citadel Tower. Shepard quickly rushes down to the conduit before it's too late, and this unlocks the Meritorious Service Medal for completing Ilos. The Mako crashes next to the Citadel Tower and Shepard's team heads up the elevator. However, it stops along the way, with Shepard's team having to get out on foot. Yet more ground fighting ensues for Shepard, eventually pushing through to the council chamber where Saren is trying to unlock the signal. After Shepard and Saren try to convince each other, Shepard eventually wins out and Saren sees the mistakes he has made. Shepard convinces Saren to take himself out, leaving him crashing through the glass to the ground below. Shepard gets back into contact with the Normandy and they receive a mayday message from the council ship, the Destiny Ascension, asking for aid against Geth forces. Shepard tells the Normandy to forget the council and concentrate on taking out Sovereign. And he uses the council chamber controls to reopen the Citadel arms. Shepard asks his team to make sure Saren is out for good. However, Sovereign takes control over Saren's body and attacks.
I am Sovereign, and this station is mine.
Leaving Shepard and his team to take out Sovereign. The final boss fight begins with Shepard, Rex and Liara spamming biotic powers to stop Saren from attacking. And also Saren glitching out on the second phase and not moving at all, making it incredibly easy. And with Sovereign defeated on the ground, the Normandy finishes off Sovereign in its Reaper form, ending the Reaper threat, at least for now. The explosion causes multiple parts of the Reaper to fly off, with one of them hitting Shepard's team in the council chamber. A rescue team finds Liara and Rex, but with no sign of Shepard. However, Shepard reveals himself to be fine, and even giving a little smirk. And with that, we unlock the final 3 trophies for Mass Effect 1. Medal of Honor for completing the game on any difficulty, N7 Elite for the Mass Effect 1 Platinum, and Insanity 1 for defeating Mass Effect 1 on Insanity. And with that, we have completed all the trophies for Mass Effect 1 and 4 trophies on the combined list. Now it's time for Mass Effect 2. We begin back in the Normandy when suddenly it is attacked by another ship, and very quickly the Normandy becomes compromised, leaving the only option to evacuate. We witness Commander Shepard order Ashley Williams to leave the ship while he gets the pilot Joker out himself.
Get to the damn shuttle! I'll haul Joker's crippled ass out of here.
After getting Joker into the escape pod, the ship finally critically explodes, leaving Shepard thrown into space, and he soon perishes. 2 years pass and Commander Shepard's body has been recovered, and we witness medical procedures being performed on him. And during this, we unlock the trophy Missing in Action. Shepard finally wakes to the noise of explosions and gunfire, and he makes his way through the facility until he meets Jacob, a human soldier, formerly of the Alliance, and they then make their way further through the facility until they come across another individual called Wilson, who says that he can help them get out of the station. They continue to the shuttle bay where they run into another person, Miranda Lawson, who was the person that led the team helping bring back Shepard from the dead, and she guns down Wilson, as she believes that he was the one who hacked the robots to attack the station. Shepard is told that they are in a Cerberus facility, a human-centric group with a humanity-first viewpoint, and Shepard soon meets the leader, only known as the Elusive Man. He brought back Shepard as the Elusive Man believes that he is the key to stopping the Reapers, and he tasks Shepard with investigating a colony that has stopped contact called Freedom's Progress, and he believes that the Reapers may have something to do with it. And after this conversation, we unlock the trophy Very Elusive. They head to the colony and search to see what happened. As they walk through the colony, they don't see a single person, no bodies or blood either, and eventually they come across a group of Quarians in a warehouse, including Shepard's old squad mate, Tali.
Wait, Shepard?
They tell Shepard that they are there to find a Quarian called Vitor, who was visiting the colony as part of his pilgrimage, and both groups split up to find him. After defeating a large mech, Shepard finds Vitor and he shows Shepard the security footage of the colonists being taken captive by an alien species called the Collectors. After returning back to the Elusive Man, he tells them that the Collectors are located through the Omega-4 relay, a mass relay that no ship has ever successfully travelled back from.
Back beyond the unmapped Omega-4 relay.
The Elusive Man tasks Shepard with finding out more information and produces a dossier of potential squad members to help him in his investigation. Shepard heads off next to Omega to recruit 3 of these individuals. And just before we land in Omega, we level up Shepard and unlock the trophy Powerful for fully upgrading a single power. First up, they meet Zaid Masani, bounty hunter and mercenary soldier who has already been paid by Cerberus, so he joins us immediately, with the promise that we will help him with something in the future. Next, they look for a Solarian scientist called Mordin.
I'm looking for Mordin Solus. Do you know where I can find him?
Shepard heads to the local club and speaks to Aria, and she tells him that he is located in a cordoned off area of the station, locked down due to a plague in that area. Shepard's team heads through, fighting mercenaries along the way. And we unlock another trophy called Scholar for unlocking 15 codex entries. They finally find Mordin, who would happily join Shepard's group. However, he needs to cure the plague in the area first. So he tasks Shepard to release a cure into the air system. Shepard fights through even more enemies to release the cure. And here we unlock 2 more trophies. Headhunter for 30 headshot kills, and Merciless for making 20 enemies scream as they fall or are set on fire. And after Shepard releases the cure, Mordin joins Shepard's team, and this unlocks the Professor trophy. Shepard then heads back to the Normandy, and we unlock the Scientist trophy for completing a research project. Back to Omega, and Shepard is now looking for someone called Archangel. They head back to Aria's club and ask her where he is. They are told Archangel is currently battling multiple mercenary groups on his own, and the mercenaries are looking to hire anyone with a gun to help. Shepard sees this as an ideal way to get to Archangel, and they sign themselves up. Along the way, Shepard sabotages a large mech.
That should slow him down.
Perfect. It'll be hostile if they activate it.
And incapacitates the mechanic of a gunship before heading out towards Archangel.
You're working too hard.
Shepard fights the few enemies that made it to Archangel's building before they head up and meet him in person. Archangel takes off his helmet and it's revealed to be Garrus, Shepard's squad mate from Mass Effect 1. Garrus and Shepard's crew fight off another wave of enemies before Shepard heads down underneath the building to shut down some security doors to prevent an ambush from below. But Shepard finally gets it done and we rendezvous with Garrus, but it's not over yet, and they now come under attack by a gunship, and it injures Garrus. Shepard's crew fights the gunship, finally defeating it, and they get Garrus back to the Normandy for medical help. And we unlock the Archangel trophy for recruiting Garrus. Shepard then heads to the planet Corlus, a planet dedicated to recycling old ships, to find a Krogan warlord Okeer to join Shepard's team. They fight their way past Blue Sun mercenaries to get to Okeer, and they eventually get to him. Okeer is willing to join Shepard, but wants him to take out the Blue Sun's leader there first. Shepard does exactly that, but is told that Okeer's lab has filled with toxins, killing him in the process.
The room is flooded with toxins and Okeer's personal life signs are failing rapidly. I recommend haste.
We find a computer message stating that Okeer was attempting to create the perfect Krogan, and his best effort is currently in the tank before them. Shepard takes the tank on board the Normandy and they head out for the next potential recruit. Up next on the list of potential recruits is Jack, currently a prisoner on board a prison ship. Shepard heads to the prison to pick up Jack, who has had a fee put on her release, which has been paid for by Cerberus. However, the prison warden believes he would get more money for capturing Shepard and attempts to hold him at the station.
My apologies, Shepard. You're more valuable as a prisoner than a customer.
Shepard fights back and eventually takes down the warden. Making their way back to the Normandy, they meet up with Jack and convince her to join them. And for recruiting Jack, we get the trophy, the Convict. Back on the Normandy, Shepard gets a priority call from the Elusive Man. Shepard is told that another colony was just attacked called Horizon, and to head there immediately. Mordin has developed a shield to prevent the paralyzing swarms from affecting them, and the crew head to Horizon. We change point of view to Horizon itself, and we see that Ashley Williams, another of Shepard's old crew, is there, and to help the local population with defences when the Collectors attack the colony, paralysing everyone in place. Shepard lands and soon finds himself under attack by Collectors. However, they fight through, finding paralysed colonists along the way. During one of these fights, Shepard witnesses one of the Collectors seemingly becoming possessed by the Collector General, increasing its defense and attack.
I am assuming direct control.
This, however, is no match for Shepard and his team, and they continue to fight through until they reach a warehouse where they discover a survivor. The survivor tells Shepard that there is a defense turret that could potentially be used to shoot down the Collector's ship. Shepard heads to the turret controls but is attacked by more Collector forces, including a Praetorian. Shepard eventually defeats the monster and the turret fires at the Collector's ship, forcing it to flee. With what remains of the colony saved, Ashley Williams shows up and berates Shepard for joining Cerberus before leaving. And upon completion of Horizon, we unlock the trophy Colony Defense. After we get back to the Normandy, the Elusive Man tells Shepard that they need to go on the attack and to try and find a way through the Omega-4 relay to the Collector base itself. But first, Shepard heads to the cargo hold to the Krogan stasis tank and he opens it. The Krogan attacks immediately, but Shepard talks it down, and the Krogan picks his own name, calling himself Grunt. And we unlock the trophy The Krogan for recruiting Grunt. And while we collect some resources for research, we unlock the trophy Galactic Explorer for visiting all planets in a cluster. We head to the Citadel next and pick up our next squad mate, Kasumi, a professional thief, and she immediately joins our crew. Up next to the recruitment list is Tali. Shepard heads to the planet of Haestrom. Shepard fights through multiple groups of Geth before discovering Quarian bodies. They're all part of Tali's research team. And during these fights against Geth, we unlock the Overload Specialist for removing the shields from 25 enemies. Shepard eventually comes across a Geth Colossus and takes it down with the help of a Quarian with a rocket launcher, and they finally get to Tali, who joins up with Shepard's crew. And this unlocks the Quarian trophy. In Mass Effect 2, you can find mini-missions by scanning planets for them. There are 2 trophies for these that we unlock. The first is called Operative for completing 1 of these, and the second is Agent for completing 5 of them. And upon returning to the Normandy, Shepard receives a priority call from the Elusive Man. They have found a derelict collector ship, and he wants Shepard to go and investigate. Shepard heads to the collector ship and finds it derelict, only finding the pods of the collectors used to transport humans and piles of human corpses. EDI, the ship computer, scans the genetic details of a dead collector and discovers that the collectors are actually highly genetically modified Protheans, the alien race that the Reapers wiped out nearly 50,000 years ago. Continuing through the ship, Shepard finds the uplink point and EDI connects with it. However, this was a trap, and the collector ship activates.
That can't be good.
Shepard is now forced to fight through collector waves and attempt to escape their ship. And on the escape, we unlock the Incineration Specialist trophy for burning through the armor of 25 enemies. Shepard continues to fight, taking out another Praetorian on the way, and escapes the ship just in time, and the Normandy flees. And we unlock the Ghost Ship trophy for completing the mission. And EDI did get the info they needed. The collectors use an Identity Friend Foe system, or IFF, and now Shepard needs to find an IFF to get through the relay, and it is revealed that an Alliance science team is investigating a derelict Reaper, which could have an IFF on board. However, this is essentially the point of no return for the game, and we have a lot more we need to do first. We start with Miranda, and she needs Shepard's help in rescuing her sister. They head to the planet of Ilium. Shepard fights his way through groups of mercenaries and eventually stops them from taking Miranda's sister. This earns Miranda's loyalty and unlocks the trophy, the Prodigal. And while Shepard is on Ilium, he has 2 more people to recruit there. First up is Thane. Shepard meets up with a local information dealer who happens to be Liara Tassoni, and she tells Shepard where to find information on Thane. She points him in the direction of a tower block being operated by a criminal known as Desana Dantius, and Shepard makes his way up the tower.
I've got nothing more to say to you. If you shoot... Welcome to the party, pal!
And during these fights, making our way up the tower, we unlock the Tactician trophy for combining 20 biotic powers in combat. They fight multiple waves of enemies before entering into her office. However, Thane comes out of the shadows and takes down Asana's security, and eventually her. Shepard asks for Thane's aid, which he accepts. And this unlocks the trophy, the Assassin. Next on the list is Samara, a powerful Asari matriarch. Shepard heads to a local police station where Samara is attempting to find the name of a ship that an Ardat Yakshi, a powerful Asari with a genetic condition that causes death for anyone she is intimate with, was transported on. Shepard aids her investigation, fighting the mercenaries in the area, finding the name of the ship, and taking out the Merc leader. And it's during this where we gain the trophy Warp Specialist for destroying 25 biotic barriers. And after the investigation complete, Samara joins our crew and we unlock the Justicar trophy. And with Samara recruited, we have recruited everyone available to us for now, and we complete missions for each of them to gain their loyalty. Starting with Kasumi, she wants to recover her dead friend's Grey Box, a device which holds memories of them together. She and Shepard conduct a heist to steal the Grey Box, going undercover in a party, stealing the device, and eventually escaping. And upon completion, we unlock the trophy Broke, Blind, and Bedlam. Shepard talks to Garrus next, and he tells us about the man who betrayed his group called Sionis. Garrus wants to track him down and take him out. Shepard helps him find information on the Citadel and eventually tracks him down to a former C-Sec agent gone criminal who helped him disappear. They fight through mercenaries to get to him, which also unlocks the Veteran trophy for killing 2,500 enemies across all 3 games. They get to the C-Sec agent and Garrus forces him to call Sionis for a meeting. And at that meeting, Garrus takes him down with a sniper rifle, earning Shepard Garrus's loyalty for helping. And this unlocks the Fade Away trophy. Up next on the Citadel is Thane the Assassin, who tells Shepard that he fears his estranged son has fallen into a life of crime and may be attempting to assassinate a political leader. Shepard heads out with Thane to gather information, tracking the politician and eventually finding Thane's son, Kolyat, ready to take out the politician. The game gives Shepard the option to just shoot the politician ourselves, which is kind of funny, and of course we do it with absolutely no repercussions whatsoever.
Hostages only work when your enemy cares if they live.
Interesting.
This saves Kolyat from prison, and Shepard earns Thane's loyalty and the trophy Cats in the Cradle. Up next is Zaid, and he wants some revenge. He and Shepard track down Vito Santiago, Zaid's former partner and co-founder of the Blue Suns mercenary group. They fight through a factory, ignoring civilian calls for help, and take out Vigo.
Try, you son of a bitch.
Earning Zaid's loyalty and the trophy Revenge. Up next is Jacob, who has received an emergency beacon message from his father's ship, a ship that went missing 9 years ago. Shepard and Jacob head to its location and find it wrecked on the surface. Upon talking to a VI, they learn that the local food causes brain degeneration, and that normal crew members were forced to eat it while officers ate the remaining rations. Degeneracy takes place, and eventually the male crew members turn feral and start to attack the officers, causing the only remaining officer, Jacob's father, to activate the beacon. Disgusted by his father, Jacob gives his father a gun and tells him to end it himself, which he does. And this earns the trophy Ghost of the Father. Up next is Samara, and Shepard helps her track down the Ardat Yakshi that she was after earlier. And it is revealed that it is actually her daughter she's hunting down. They head to Omega to try and lure her out and set a trap. The trap is sprung, and Shepard is given a choice between Samara and Morinth, the name of the Ardat Yakshi, allowing us to choose which one we take. This is a clear Renegade versus Paragon choice, but I was kind of worried that may mess up trophies or loyalty, so ultimately I went with the Paragon option and choose Samara. And upon completion, we unlock the trophy Doppelganger. And during the Samara loyalty mission, we picked up the last assault rifle research item, which upon researching gives us the trophy Weapon Specialist for maxing out a weapon. Next up on the loyalty list is Mordin. He discovers information that his old Special Forces task member, Malin, has been captured by members of a Krogan clan. They head down to the planet of Tuchanka and talk to our old squad mate Rex. He tells them that they are in the Rylok clan base. Shepard and Mordin head out and fight enemies along the way before finally finding a makeshift research base. Eventually finding Malin, he tells them that he is not a prisoner, but is there by choice as he wants to fix what he helped create by curing the genophage. Mordin and Shepard conclude that the genophage was actually a good idea and put a stop to Malin by force and delete his data, all while we have a Krogan member in our party just watching us do this.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
And we earn Mordin's loyalty and earn the Cure trophy. Up next is Grunt, going through constant urges to kill, which kinda seems normal for Krogan, but anyway. They continue on to Chunka and talk to Rex again. Rex concludes that Grunt needs to go through something called the Rite, which is a rite of passage for young Krogan to reach adulthood. Other Krogan disagree, but Shepard heads out with Grunt to the right location and undertakes it, first going through multiple waves of dog-like Varan and Klixen-like creatures. They finally summon a Threshermaw. They are only required to survive for 5 minutes, however, we take down the monster to earn the Big Game Hunter trophy. Afterwards, the group that was against Grunt taking the right attack, Shepard and Grunt quickly take them out, and we earn the Battlemaster trophy. For our next loyalty mission, we speak to Tali, and she has been accused of treason by Quarian leadership. Shepard and Tali head to the flotilla and discover that she has been accused of sending active Geth to her father's ship. Upon Tali denying this, it is revealed that Geth have taken over her father's ship, and everyone on board is presumed dead. To try and prove her innocence, she and Shepard head out to the ship to destroy the Geth and to find out exactly what happened. They head on board, fighting Geth along the way, and eventually find Tali's father dead. We are given the option to console her by giving her a hug, but we don't do it like the renegade pieces of shit we are. They eventually come to the main room where the Geth network is being housed, and Shepard uses a nuke to destroy it all. This is going to be a pretty common theme going forward. They head back to the main ship to enter her trial, and Shepard manages to convince the jury to find her not guilty. And this earns us the treason trophy. The last stop for now is Jack, and she wants to go back to the facility where she was tested on as a child to destroy it. She and Shepard head down to the facility to find it completely overgrown and abandoned. Eventually they come across a few Varen and some mercenaries, which Shepard promptly nukes into oblivion, and they find another person there called Aresh, another former test subject who wants to restart the facility. With Shepard's blessing, in a kinda creepy Emperor Palpatine way,
"You're a killer, Jack. That's what you do.
Do it."
Yeah.
She kills Aresh and they plant the bomb. The bomb explodes and we unlock the trophy Catharsis for earning Jack's loyalty. With all our currently available squad recruited and their loyalty earned, we move on to some of the DLC content. First up is Project Overlord. Shepard receives a distress call from a Cerberus facility, and upon investigating, he is told that a rogue VI is attempting to get off-world via satellite. Shepard and his squad stop this from happening by destroying the radar dish, which is protected by Geth. They talk to the head researcher about what exactly is happening. He tells them that they have been experimenting on communicating with Geth using a VI that has gone very wrong and that it needs to be shut down. Shepard and his crew head out to enable the power plant and to disable a crashed Geth ship to unlock the entrance into the main facility. While inside, they discover that the VI was built using the head researcher's brother David, who has the ability to mimic Geth speech via the VI. Shepard attempts to stop the VI by nuking it as usual, seemingly not working, but we only had to do one phase of the fight, so I guess it did something. Shepard rescues David, but ultimately lets him stay for the research. Being renegade in this game is really messed up sometimes. And upon completion of the Overlord DLC, we unlock the trophy Digital Exorcist. Next up for the DLC is the Shadow Broker DLC. Shepard teams up with the Liara to find an old friend of hers called Farron. Both of them involved in stealing Shepard's body from the Shadow Broker where Farron was captured. Shepard and Liara agree to meet in her apartment, but upon reaching it, Shepard finds a crime scene. Liara is missing, and only a few CSEC officers and an Asari Spectre called Tila are there. Tila and Shepard work out that Liara has gone to a business center to meet with someone who may have more information on where the Shadow Broker is. However, upon arriving, a bomb explodes in the building. Shepard fights his way up the building, with Tila going from the top and working her way down. They fight through the members of the Shadow Broker forces until they reach the room that Liara's contact is in, where we witness him being gunned down by one of the Broker's men. Shepard and Tila talk when Liara enters with her gun aimed at Tila and accuses her of attempting to kill her in her apartment. This leads to a car chase in the middle of the city, eventually leading to Tila's car crashing and Shepard and Liara following on foot. They eventually get to Tila and a fight breaks out. Shepard attempts to use the nuke here, but it doesn't do that much damage sadly. But they take out Tila and gather the information on the location of the Shadow Broker. They journey to the Shadow Broker's ship and fight along the hull against more of the Broker's men before finding an entrance. And once inside, they find Farron and continue until they find the Broker himself. And upon opening the door, we unlock the Heart of Darkness trophy for coming face to face with the Shadow Broker. Shepard and Liara fight the Shadow Broker, eventually taking him out, leaving Liara to take on the mantle of Shadow Broker in his place, concluding the Shadow Broker DLC. With everything done, it's now time to enter the point of no return, obtaining the Reaper IFF. Shepard and his crew head to the derelict Reaper, making their way through, fighting the husk remains of the human researchers. And eventually, 2 sniper rounds whiz past Shepard's head, and we see a Geth wearing a ruined N7 armor set standing, and it speaks Shepard's name.
Shepard, Commander.
before heading further into the Reaper itself. Shepard eventually finds the Reaper IFF and takes it. They head forward and see the Geth attack more husks, and eventually the Geth falls to one of them. Shepard then uses the nuke to one-shot the Reaper core, and they take the downed Geth back on board the Normandy. And this unlocks the Friend or Foe trophy for obtaining the Geth. Shepard heads down to the lower deck to activate the Geth to interrogate it. Upon talking, the Geth says it is part of a separate group who oppose the older machines, aka Reapers, and Shepard agrees to have him as part of the crew. They continue to talk, and the Geth, now going by the name Legion, says that he can destroy a large group of Geth by destroying a station they are housed at. Shepard agrees and takes Legion to the station to destroy it. They fight more Geth and eventually get to the point where they can activate the destruction sequence, and on the run back out they encounter a Geth Prime and Shepard nukes it, leaving the exit clear. And we unlock the A House Divided trophy for earning Legion's loyalty. So, with the Reaper IFF acquired, they now have the means to travel through the Omega 4 relay. However, more testing is required. So, conveniently, the entire ground crew, and the only ones capable of mounting a fight against Collectors, decide to leave the Normandy on a shuttle, leaving the Normandy completely defenseless. When suddenly, the Collector ship appears, and they board the Normandy, using a virus in the Reaper IFF to disable the Normandy in the process. The pilot, Joker, becomes the only person available to help, and he is guided by the ship's computer EDI to grant EDI full control over the ship and to start the engines. And while Joker turns on the engines, EDI opens the airlocks, sucking everyone else outside. Joker does all this and the Normandy is saved, but at the expense of the entire rest of the crew, which has been captured by the Collectors. Shepard makes a course for the Omega 4 relay to end the Collector threat and to get back the rest of the crew of the Normandy. And before arriving at the relay, we unlock the Paramore 2 trophy for Shepard having an intimate moment with Miranda. They finally reach the relay and head through, which unlocks this trophy, which I don't think I can say on YouTube. And on the other side, it is filled with the debris of older ships. They rush through and eventually come under attack by drones, with one of these drones entering the ship itself, which Shepard takes out. Getting closer to the Collector base, the Collector ship is launched, and it and the Normandy fight, with the Normandy eventually winning, but not without some major damage. The Normandy crash lands on the surface of the Collector base, and the crew head in. The group splits into two, with Miranda leading the distraction group, while Shepard sends Tali into some vents to try and open a large door into one of the main chambers. Shepard fights through many Collectors, eventually reaching the door and heading through with the rest of the team, and on the other side they find millions of pods, and conclude that they must want to take every human from Earth there. And they find the crew of the Normandy and rescue them. Shepard picks Tali to lead the survivors back to the Normandy, while Jack is picked to create a biotic barrier to protect against Seeker swarms while they head to the main control area. The slow walk to the control area is packed with enemy Collectors and husks, but they eventually get to the end. Shepard needs time to get to the controls and picks Miranda again to lead the defense of the area to give Shepard time. Shepard and his two squad mates take the floating platform and fight off enemy-filled platforms before finally moving into the main chamber. And they discover that they have been building a human Reaper from the liquefied humans that they have been collecting. They destroy the big glowing orange bits and the Reaper collapses to the ground. Shepard then heads to the controls to destroy the base. However, the elusive man gets in contact and suggests using a radiation pulse to kill the Collectors on board, but keep the base intact. Renegade Shepard agrees, and then suddenly the human Reaper attacks. We try and nuke it, missing several times and having to restart the checkpoint, but eventually we do hit it, doing a rather disappointing amount of damage. But we fight on, and Shepard eventually does enough damage to destroy the Reaper and makes his escape back to the Normandy. He eventually makes it back to the Normandy, unlocking the Against All Odds trophy for surviving the final mission. And we witness the Collector commander being depossessed by a Reaper and being taken out in the blast.
Releasing control.
We view the Normandy escape the blast and unlock 2 more trophies. Insanity 2 for beating Mass Effect 2 on Insanity, and a mission accomplished for completing the final mission. And then we also unlock 2 more trophies. No One Left Behind for having everyone survive the final mission, and of course the Platinum for Mass Effect 2 N7 Elite. And as Shepard views a tablet with a Reaper on it, the screen cuts to the edge of the galaxy to millions of Reapers coming towards it, and the credits roll. And with that, Mass Effect 2 is complete. And now we begin Mass Effect 3. We begin Mass Effect 3 on Earth, and Shepard is in front of military command when the Reaper invasion begins. Shepard and Admiral Anderson make a run for it to find the Normandy and try and escape. On the way they encounter a new enemy, a Reaper-mutated Batarian called a Cannibal. But before we engage them, we level up Shepard's abilities and we unlock the Focused trophy for maxing out a skill. Shepard and Anderson take out the Cannibals and continue towards a radio in a downed gunship to try and contact the Normandy. After a short battle, the Normandy swoops in and takes out the rest of the enemies, and Shepard gets on board. However, Anderson decides to stay to lead the resistance on Earth. When on board the Normandy, Shepard receives a communication from Admiral Hackett stating that Liara Tassoni may have discovered something on the Prothean archives on Mars to stop the Reapers, so Shepard and his crew head there. But before we land, we gain the trophy Driven for returning to active duty. Shepard finally lands on Mars and they encounter Cerberus, the organisation Shepard worked for in Mass Effect 2, and they attack. After battling more Cerberus inside, they link up with Liara and continue on to the archives. More fighting ensues through the main facility, and it's after one of these fights we encounter a weapons bench and modify one of our weapons. This unlocks the A Personal Touch trophy. After fighting even more enemies, they finally get to the archives but are stopped by the Cerberus leader, the Elusive Man. He tries to stop Shepard from gaining archive information by using one of his moles implanted into the facility to download the data before erasing it, and Shepard chases her down. After they get outside, the spy tries to get into a shuttle to escape, but Shepard's squad mate, James Vega, rams her shuttle, disabling it. The spy attacks Shepard's other squad mate, Ashley Williams, and then runs to attack Shepard, but Shepard puts her down. However, Ashley is severely injured and the crew heads off to the Citadel for medical help. And after leaving Mars, we get the trophy Bringer of War. Shepard finds information on a Prothean weapon called the Crucible, obtained from the archive information, and Admiral Hackett orders its construction immediately. While on the Citadel, Shepard makes sure Ashley is okay in the hospital, and while there, Shepard buys a gift for Ashley, which also unlocks the Shopaholic trophy, and afterwards, Shepard heads to the Council to try and get aid for Earth. However, the Council denies help for Earth as multiple fronts across the galaxy have opened up in their own homeworlds. However, in a private meeting afterwards, the Turian Councillor asks Shepard for help on the moon of Palaven, the Turian homeworld, and in exchange, the Turians will aid in retaking Earth. Shepard heads off the Citadel and heads towards the Turian homeworld, but before we get there, we do some planet scanning and unlock the trophy Untouchable for aiding Reapers in the galaxy map. And we also gain the trophy Lost and Found for finding 10 items on the galaxy map. They finally get to the Palavan moon to help out the Turians. They combat more Reaper forces, including human husks. After several fights, they find the local Reaper expert Garrus Vicarian, our squad mate from the previous 2 games, and they head out to find the Turian Primarch to join a war summit, and more fighting occurs. And it's during these fights we get the trophy Sky High for lifting 100 enemies with biotics. And during an encounter with a Brute, a mix between a Turian and a Krogan, we unlock the Eye of the Hurricane trophy for downing it when it's charging at us. After fighting through, we finally find the acting Primarch and get him off-world to attend a war summit with the other council members. And we unlock the trophy Mobilizer for doing so. Before the summit can begin, Shepard receives word that a school for biotic students is under attack by Cerberus. Shepard heads out to rescue the students there, and he bumps into Jack, and together with the students, they fight back against Cerberus. And during the fighting, we unlock the Pyromaniac trophy for lighting 100 enemies on fire, And after fighting off Cerberus in a mech, we unlock the Hijack trophy for hijacking a mech, and for completing the mission we unlock the trophy Liberator. And now, the War Summit begins. The Tyrians want the Krogan's help in retaking back Palaven's moon, and in exchange will help humanity retake Earth. Rex, representing the Krogan, agrees, but only under the condition that the genophage is cured. So Shepard is now tasked with helping cure the genophage and heads to the Solarian homeworld of Sakesh, to a secret research facility to obtain a female Krogan who has been successfully cured in order to release the cure onto Chunka, the Krogan homeworld. However, things inevitably go wrong and Cerberus attacks the facility. Shepard fights through multiple Cerberus waves, and we unlock the Mail Slot trophy for taking out 10 shielded enemies with the gap in the shield. And after helping the female Krogan ascend up the elevator, an Atlas mech drops in, but it is easily taken out by us. So, with the female Krogan rescued, we head off Sakesh and we unlock the trophy World Shaker. Next up, Shepard receives word from Rex that a Krogan scout team has gone silent in the old Rachni homeworld. Shepard heads out and finds Grunt and his squad battling Reaper-mutated Rachni, and eventually they encounter a Rachni queen being forced to produce more Reaper-mutated Rachni soldiers. Shepard decides to leave the Rachni to be killed, and he and Grunt make it out of the caves. And this unlocks the Tunnel Rat trophy. After this, Shepard heads to the human colony of Benning and rescues some civilians, and during combat we unlock the Combined Arms trophy of 50 power combos. So, with the genophage cure synthesized, Shepard heads to Tuchanka. There are a few missions here, and in one of these we defeat a Reaper Harvester and unlock the trophy Giant Killer. Before heading out to release the cure, the Solarian Councillor asks Shepard to sabotage the cure attempt and offers the Solarian fleet to help Earth for it, and Shepard agrees. Upon landing, Shepard's convoy is hit by a Turian fighter, downed by the nearby Reaper, and Shepard's crew is forced to go on foot. They head through an ancient Krogan city before finally exiting in front of the Shroud, the building that the cure will be dispersed from. However, it is being guarded by a Reaper. Turian fighters create a distraction for Shepard to activate 2 hammers to summon Calros, the legendary Threshermaw, to try and take down the Reaper. Shepard does this, and the Threshermaw is summoned, and it takes down the Reaper, leaving the entrance to the Shroud clear. Mordin, tasked with activating the cure, is stopped by Shepard.
You're not going up.
Not concerned for my safety. Concerned I might discover something. Sabotage? But whose?
Mordin ignores Shepard's attempts to talk him out of it, and Shepard fires, mortally wounding Mordin before he can activate the cure. The Shroud activates, but with no cure. However, it's said that the Krogan won't realise that the cure was sabotaged, so they support the Turians and Earth for now. And after this, we gain the trophy Pathfinder. So, with the Tyrians, Krogans, and Solarians on board to help Earth, it was now time to talk to the Asari Councillor on the Citadel. However, upon requesting landing clearance, no answer is given. Shepard heads out on a shuttle, and upon landing is immediately attacked by Cerberus. Shepard meets up with the CSEC Commander Bailey, and they head into the station to try and stop Cerberus. After fighting through various groups of Cerberus forces, they eventually find the Solarian Councillor just before they are nearly assassinated by everyone's favourite villain, Kai Lang.
Move this man!
The Solarian Councillor states that Udina is staging a coup and that the Council is heading for a trap.
Udina is staging a coup. The other councillors are headed for a trap.
Thane pops up and rescues the Solarian Councillor, but not before being taken out by Kai Lang himself. Shepard goes after Lang and fights through more groups of Cerberus troops, before finally finding Udina and the rest of the Council, and Ashley Williams protecting them. And after a tense standoff, Ashley is convinced by Shepard and Udina is put down trying to open the doors to Cerberus. And after rescuing the Council, we unlock the trophy Arbiter. And while we're on the Council, we unlock the trophy Always Prepared for buying 2 sets of armour. Back on the Normandy, and Shepard receives info of a Cerberus science facility trying to defect to the Alliance. Shepard heads there to help them evacuate and finds Jacob from Mass Effect 2 helping them. Shepard's crew fights off Cerberus and rescues the scientists, unlocking the Problem Solver trophy in the process. Next up, the Asari Council asks Shepard to check out a temple sanctuary that is home to the Arduk Yakshi to investigate an unresponsive Asari commando squad. Shepard heads to the temple and discovers the remains of the commandos, and what the rest have been turned into, a monstrous banshees. Shepard finds 2 remaining Asari in the temple, sisters, with one of them under the early effects of Reaper control. Shepard finds a bomb planted by the Asari commando unit, and the Reaper-affected Asari sacrifices herself to blow the facility. We then see Samara as she states that an Ardak Yunkshi cannot leave the temple, and the one we rescued is her daughter, and she takes out herself to prevent having to fulfill her duty, leaving her daughter alive, and after this we gain the trophy, Factfinder. Up next, Shepard heads off to the Quarian flotilla, and they are preparing to attack the Geth and take back their homeworld. First, they ask Shepard to take out a Geth dreadnought. Shepard heads in with Tali and fights off Geth along the way. Eventually, they discover Legion, the Geth that sided with Shepard in Mass Effect 2, being used by the Reaper-aligned Geth. They fight off more Geth before finally disabling the Dreadnought and escaping in a Geth fighter, and this unlocks the Party Crasher trophy. Now up next, Shepard is meant to disable the Geth fighter ships, however I messed up the recording so I only have the PlayStation 5 trophy video of the unlock, which is Saboteur. But trust me, the lore of this place is nice, but it is easily the worst part of the game from a gameplay perspective. So with Rannoch primed for invasion, we head back to the Citadel to talk to Miranda from Mass Effect 2, and Shepard continues his relationship with her, and we get the Paramore 3 trophy for doing so. Back to Rannoch, and one more thing stands in our way, a planetary cannon that needs to be destroyed. Shepard heads in with Tali, and they take out lots more Geth along the way before Shepard links up a targeting laser to the Normandy, and it fires a shot right at the cannon. However, it's not actually a cannon, but an actual Reaper. Shepard heads out via a Geth transport before Quarian ships hit the Reaper from orbit. Shepard finds himself 1v1 against a Reaper and uses the targeting laser linked up on the Quarian fleet to repeatedly fire on the Reaper, killing it. With the Reaper dead, the Geth lose the control that the Reapers had on them, and they are severely weakened in space where a battle is taking place. However, Legion states that they will soon be back to full strength and will wipe out the Quarians if they don't stop firing. Shepard convinces the Quarians to stop, and the Geth and Quarians peacefully negotiate coexistence. This adds both the Geth and Quarian fleets to take back Earth, and unlocks the trophy Hard Target. After getting back on board the Normandy, we talk to Admiral Hackett and unlock the trophy Master and Commander for obtaining the majority of war assets. Shepard returns to the Citadel once again, and we encounter Rex, and he's pissed. He found out about Shepard sabotaging the Cure and has come to kill him, has withdrawn Krogan's support for the war, and is eventually downed by Shepard. I legitimately had no idea this cutscene was in the game, or that this was even possible, so it was a pretty big shock when this actually happened to me. But continuing on, Shepard receives a call from the Asari Counselor again, and she potentially has information on the Catalyst, the object needed for the Crucible to activate. She tells him that it is on a temple on the Asari homeworld of Thessia. Shepard heads there, but Thessia is already under attack by the Reaper invasion. They fight through multiple Reaper groups before finally entering the temple, discovering that it has been hiding a giant Prothean beacon. A Prothean VI activates, but before it can tell Shepard what the Catalyst is, Kai Lang attacks again. Shepard defeats him, but he escapes, with the Prothean VI on him, and he orders the temple to be destroyed. Shepard witnesses a Reaper landing nearby, and we unlock the trophy Last Witness. Up next, we start the Leviathan DLC, and Shepard and the crew are sent to investigate a series of strange events tied to a mysterious alien artifact and a being called Leviathan. After researching a mining facility and rescuing a researcher's daughter, they finally discover an ocean world and head in, and Shepard finds out what the Leviathan actually is. It is the race that created the Reapers in the first place. Shepard convinces them to join the war against the Reapers, completing the DLC, and we unlock the trophy Under Pressure. We return to the main mission and investigate the colony of Horizon. Horizon was a big destination for refugees and people being lured in by Cerberus for experimentation. Shepard fights through Cerberus forces and then Reaper forces before finally finding out what the facility was doing. Cerberus was using it to try and control the Reapers. Unsuccessful in doing so, the Reapers then attack Cerberus, and the head researcher, Miranda's father, is still there, and she puts him down. And we unlock the trophy Well Connected for completing Horizon. And then we go for the final DLC missions. First up, we start with Omega, and Shepard teams up with Arya, and they head to Omega to take it back from Cerberus. They fight Cerberus on the streets of Omega and team up with a female Turian called Nyreen. They continue through Omega, solving issues and uniting the civilians there against Cerberus for a final push. Nyreen sacrifices herself to save civilians, and Shepard and Arya head into Arya's club Afterlife to take down the Cerberus leader there. After taking down his troops, we unlock the trophy's saviour, and then Arya takes out her revenge on him. And next, it's everyone's favourite DLC, Citadel. We start with Joker inviting Shepard by email to a local restaurant to discuss something important. However, Joker says he received an email from Shepard. It's then when an Alliance staff member called Maya Brooks appears. She says someone is trying to kill Shepard and is hacking his accounts. It's then when a group attack the restaurant trying to kill Shepard, but Shepard fights through, falling through the restaurant glass onto a platform below. Shepard continues through, fighting more enemies before finally linking up with Liara and James to escape back to Shepard's apartment. After a discussion on what to do next, they plan to infiltrate a charity party to find the man who gave this group the information on Shepard. After bypassing security, they find the man, but it's already too late. He's dead, and another mysterious figure appears on the monitor behind them. They investigate further and conclude that he must be in the Citadel archives. Shepard heads there and confronts him, and it is revealed to be another Commander Shepard.
I'm Commander Shepard. I never hide.
One that Cerberus cloned, and that Maya Brooks is with him. The real Shepard fights through more enemies, rushing after the fake Shepard before finally getting out of the archives, and witness the Normandy about to take off with the fake Shepard on board. And it's during the combat here that we unlock the Shield Breaker trophy for disabling 100 enemy shields. They sneak on board and fight through the remaining guards before finally confronting Shepard and Brooks and defeat them. Shepard kicks Shepard out of the ship.
Get off my ship.
And after this, we unlock the Last Resort trophy, and guns down Maya, who attempts to flee.
Admit it, Commander. You'll miss me.
Not at this range, I won't.
There is one more trophy for the Citadel DLC, and that is in the combat arena for defeating mirror match opponents, unlocking the one and only trophy for beating them. And after this, we farm the arena for the 100 melee kills trophy called Bruiser. And with the trophies for the Citadel DLC unlocked, we continue to the main story, and we have followed back Kai Lang to a space station via a tracking device, and go in to get the Prothean VI back. Shepard fights off lots of Cerberus forces inside the station before finally reaching the Elusive Man's office and the Prothean VI. However, Kai Lang attacks again, trying to stop him. Shepard takes him out.
That was Prothean, you son of a bitch.
And uses the computer to access the VI. The VI tells Shepard that the catalyst is the Citadel. However, the Reapers have moved the Citadel, and it's now in orbit around Earth. And when we complete the mission, we unlock the trophy Executioner. Shepard calls in all the support he has acquired, and the liberation of Earth begins. We witness all the fleets move in and fight the Reaper forces in space before Shepard and his team go down to Earth to fight the Reapers on foot. They land near a Reaper and fight their way through to the roof of a building to pick up a Kane nuke launcher. They fire it at the Reaper, destroying it, leaving the way clear for more reinforcements to land. After regrouping with more Alliance soldiers, Shepard heads out to the final assault. Fighting a massive amount of Reapers, they finally fire off a pair of missiles, taking out a Reaper, protecting the beam to the Citadel. Shepard and Alliance soldiers run on foot to the beam, hoping to get into the Citadel to open the arms for the catalyst. After a blast from a Reaper, it leaves Shepard as the only remaining soldier at the beam. Slowly walking in his injured state, he comes across the final boss, Marauder Shields himself. Shepard takes him out and continues up the beam into the Citadel. And we unlock the trophy Patriot. Shepard wakes after hearing Admiral Anderson on the radio and makes his way forward, eventually leading to a chamber with a control station and the Admiral accessing it. However, the Elusive Man appears with the ability to control Shepard and Anderson, making Shepard shoot Anderson. Eventually, Shepard gains enough control to take out the Elusive Man himself and crawls to the control panel to open the arms. Shepard collapses, and the platform he's on raises up, and he is awoken by a manifestation of the Catalyst. And it gives Shepard 3 choices. Control the Reapers, destroy the Reapers, or meld synthetic and organic life together. And choosing one of these would end the Reaper cycle. Shepard picks to destroy the Reapers as it's literally the only one that makes any kind of logical sense, and we unlock 3 trophies. Legend, for completing the final mission. Long Service Medal, for completing all 3 games with a single character. And Insanity 3 for beating all games on Insanity difficulty. And with all that done, we see the ending and the end game credits roll. However, we still need one more trophy, and it's one that's only obtainable by playing in New Game Plus. So we start a new game, and we run through Earth, and then roll through Mars before we finally get to the Normandy and the cargo hold, where we upgrade a weapon to level 10 for the Gunsmith trophy. And this unlocks our final trophy, N7 Elite, the Mass Effect 3 Platinum. And with this epic saga of 3 games finally complete and all the trophies earned, I want to thank you for watching up to this point. I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to be doing next, but I hope you're there to watch it, so again, thanks for watching.